What's up, people? Here we are into the playoffs and time to continue to talk about the state champs Anvil Award. Now, if you watched our Mr. Football Talk this week, by the way, I'm Lauren Plant, Ron Talley, how you doing?
Very good, very good, excited.
Okay, excited. We were kind of doing a little crossover action here where we may see next week some Mr. Football candidates going head to head against some Anvil candidates. So in our Mr. Football discussion, we talked about some of the Mr. Football candidates and how they've been doing this far, but now we're going to talk about the big fellas and how they may have an impact on where they go in the state playoffs. So let's start in Division I. We may have a scenario next week in a district final matchup, and this is pending if Macomb, Dakota can get past Utica, and they've already beaten them this year, so I see that happening, but we shall see. We could have a scenario where, and it would be round 2, where you had Bryce Hurley from Utica Eisenhower taking on Macomb, Dakota, and Justin Bell. Let's talk about Mr. Bell. We talked about him earlier in the year. What is it that you like about this young man?
Here's what I see about Justin Bell. You know, you're looking at a 6'8", listed at 290, very slim, limber, able to bend, able to move, clearly, you know, multi-sport athlete. You know, what I'm seeing about him right now in his game, they're running the ball, they're pounding the ball behind him. I'm talking about double teams, leads, counters, everything goes behind the big fella. And you can see him using his size to overwhelm guys. And one thing that I'm seeing right now is that he's playing at a different speed. So you're talking about a great wingspan and a whole lot of power coming at you very fast. And they are utilizing the big fella the right way.
Unbelievable. And Dakota, like many other schools on that side of the bracket, are going to have to go through the gauntlet. Catholic Central, Cass Tech, Belleville, Saline, they're all on this side, and these are all top 25 state-ranked teams. So it is going to be interesting, and that is going to play a pivotal role if they should make it through this surge and get as far as they can get. That is going to be very helpful for that young man in his Anvil chase. Now, let's move over to Division II. We may have a scenario next week where we have East Lansing and Jace Claricio, the Mr. Football candidate, going up against Dexter. Dexter undefeated. Forget the Saline forfeit. They are undefeated as far as their record goes, 9-0, and they are playing like it right now. And Cam Clark is the one who stirs the drink.
Cam Clark. You're talking about another giant, right? Coming out of Michigan. This guy is all a 6'7", 285. But when you look at him, it looks like over the season, you know, he's put on about 10, 15 pounds. This guy is probably the most powerful guy off the ball coming off the O-line. There's no doubt and no question why he's going to Wisconsin, because he is really that good. He gets off the ball fast. You know, he's very physical. Boom, he's the hammer. Every play, all you see is a helmet on the other side kind of go back, and it lets you know right there what happens at the line of scrimmage. Then he moves his feet. He moves people. And a guy like this, when you look at his highlights, when you look at his movement, his first step, what you see right here is a well put together offensive lineman that is ready to bring the violence at the line of scrimmage and enough torque to overpower you, overwhelm you, and put you down.
Yeah, he's got purpose.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, regardless of where they end up playing at the next level, these guys play both sides of the line. So Jason here are going to be meeting in the middle, and we're going to see how that plays out. So that's kind of fun. There are some interesting regional matchups which could happen, but we're going to take that in stride and see how things play out, and we'll talk about that maybe next week. Now, when we talk about the online vote, because that's very important here, we want to give a shout out, or at least give you some news with reference to our online vote leader right now, and he has been. Liam Vaughn of Walled Lake Western has been leading the vote all season long, and he's running away with it right now. He has decommitted from Western Michigan, apparently has the entire country. He's looking at various places and decided that he'd like to try somewhere else.
You know, you can't get mad at a guy like this, because Liam Vaughn, not only is he the clear leader in vote getters, right? In vote getting right now, you know, he's the Metro Detroit Pancake King. All right, and when you watch this film, you see him putting guys down. You're talking about getting off the ball, 6'4", 285, getting off the ball fast, quick, violent. You see this guy moving people. So when college coaches press play, clearly something is stirring the pot because they missed something that we haven't missed.
Right.
But they're now in the chase. And this guy right here is a serious ball player, and obviously, you know, there are some people knocking his doors down. So good for him.
Yeah.
But also, when you see him play, good for his team and good for, you know, his team and their running game.
Yeah.
Because this guy right here is very, very hot and probably, you know, top 2 in the inside offensive line.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we have a Mr. Football candidate who's running behind him. So there you go. I have a feeling we'll be talking about Walled Lake Western coming up real soon. And just want to give a shout out, hey, Justin Bell, you got 16,000 votes. Good on you and good on that community. Cam Clark got, you know, somewhere around 1,200, so we want to see that number rise. Guys, get out there and vote for your guys. StateChampsNetwork.com. We'll talk about more intriguing matchups next week.